Here we go. We are live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Oh, there it goes. What's going on, everybody? Give people a second to get into the room. Let me
Uh-huh.
bring up the Sportscaster stream while we're here. Yes, yes. All right. Refresh that. Okay. All right. Got people coming in here. All right. You guys see the title. We know what we're talking about. Ravens defeat Dallas 34-17.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up. Okay. All right. This time we're going to try to make this a quick stream. We say that every week and it ends up going for like an hour and a half. This time we're going to try to be quick about it because we got some content to put out for you guys. So, but yeah, Ravens win 34-17. They pretty much had the game in hand from the jump.
Yeah.
They didn't look particularly great in my opinion, but Dallas is so bad.
Yeah, not a great performance. A couple of really nice throws from Lamar, and then he also missed a few throws. The run game looked great because Dallas is 32nd in every defensive rushing category that exists.
Yep.
So, I mean, they only attempted 17 passes because they didn't need any more than that. The defense, I mean, they played okay. They didn't look particularly good.
I don't even think they played okay. I think they looked. I think they looked subpar. I'm not gonna say they played bad.
Well, yeah,
They didn't look.
I say they played okay because they gave us 17 points. Like, all right.
Yeah, but 3 missed field goals, and if they hit those 3 field goals, then you're talking about potentially tying the game near the end. Right? They have to go for 2, but that could be a completely different ball game at that point.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if they hit those field goals and score a touchdown, we may not even talk about the Ravens winning that game.
But if they hit those field goals, they wouldn't be the Dallas Cowboys. So
that's true.
But this is what we always talk about with the Ravens, right? Under John Harbaugh, they played down to the level of competition a lot.
That's exactly what happened.
Dallas isn't very good, so they didn't play all that well. They played well enough to win, but they didn't. They weren't impressive.
Yeah.
If this is the way that they play against Cleveland, they're going to lose to Cleveland.
Yeah, we got to play better than that next week. Jazzy J Will 501, thank you for joining the live stream. Jazzy got a comment. I know Lamar missed some throws, but got to remember he's only practiced one day. Well, that's true. But
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I wasn't trying to downplay what Lamar was doing. Lamar played. I'm just saying he played all right. He played well in the run game. He had a few really nice throws, and he missed a couple. But it's not a big deal. He was 12 for 17, so with a couple touchdowns.
So we've discussed this briefly before. Anytime Lamar doesn't complete a pass, it's blown up, right? Because he's the only real talent on that offense. He's the only real playmaker on that offense. So when he doesn't make it happen and there's an incomplete pass, it's a big deal because we don't have guys that can just make up for it, right? That interception that he threw wasn't on him, right? He threw the ball to Hollywood in stride. Usually the problem with Lamar is he's throwing behind the receiver. That one was in front of Hollywood. He's got to go and get it. He's stretched out for it. I understand he's a shorter receiver, but he's stretched out for it. Got his hand on it. You got to bring that ball in.
And it wasn't a situation where it hit him in the fingertips. He could have caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a more difficult than average catch, but that's a catch that, if that's your number one receiver, you want to see him make. And, even barring that, okay, you don't make the catch. It can't tip up in the air for an interception.
No. Real quick, Penguin fan 007, Texas guy, TX12, Maryland Sports Mashup. Thank you all for joining the live stream on Sportscaster. Make sure you give us a follow. Also, J Will 501, we'll get to your comment in a second. But if you're new, to the channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. We're trying to reach a goal here. It's a ambitious goal at this point, but we're trying to get to 200 by the end of the year. Our original goal is 150. We're close to that. But 200 subscribers by the end of the year. I believe in you guys. Let's do it. All right. Oh, Ferris, my man Ferris is in here. Hold on, Ferris. Let's get the J Will's comment real quick. At least we get Mark Andrews back next week. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We do. Okay. Ferris. He didn't go to the inside, outside route. Ferris hates Drew Lock, man. He hates Drew Lock.
Well, I mean, listen, is there any reason not to?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that I've seen.
Yeah, Drew Lock he's not good, man.
I mean, he can throw it really hard, I guess.
Yeah. But the thing with Lamar is, is he perfect? No, but he makes fine passes. The difference between Lamar and some of the top quarterbacks out there, no, I don't think he's as good of a passer as Aaron Rodgers or Pat Mahomes. No, you're right. But some of these other quarterbacks that are getting a lot of praise right now, like Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, they have players on the team that know how to adjust to the ball. It can make catches, right, even when the ball's not accurate. So anytime Lamar makes a pass, it has to be a perfect pass, or our wide receivers aren't going to do anything. Like we just talked about with Hollywood, right? Hollywood is supposed to be that guy for us, and he's not that. Now, it was a good catch that he made on a touchdown play, but it was also a good pass. Like if he didn't catch that,
it was a good catch on a pass that dropped right into his arms.
Yeah,
good job getting his feet down and and staying in bounds and holding on to it. But if he had to stretch his arms out, he wouldn't have made that catch.
Yeah. Jazzy JJ, I am still worried about Lamar trying to force to Hollywood. I think he was looking Hollywood's way a little too much tonight. Well, the thing is, where else he's going to look?
Yeah, man. I mean, from what I saw, Dez retired tonight. Willie Snead ain't out there.
Yeah.
Duvernay is more of a gadget player. I think it's safe to say at this point. So yeah, I mean, he's Mark Andrews was out. You got to if you're going to throw it, where else are you going to go right now?
Yeah, Ferris. The game was on Fox. He said, was it national television? It was on Fox. So that was like their Thursday night game, right? Because they didn't have a Thursday night game this past week.
Right.
Oh, Texas guy TX12 on Sportscaster. Thank you for the tip, man. Appreciate it.
Thank
you. Yeah. Look, we don't have options. Okay, like he's supposed to be our best option. Yes, Miles Boykin, that was a nice touchdown that he came down with. He was wide open, untouched.
Dallas literally did not cover him. There was no one covering him on that play. They
looked at him, run right by him, and they run right by him, and they didn't turn their back to look at him. They're like, he's not going to get it. It's Boykin. He's
that's just Miles.
Honestly, I think
Miles going out for a run.
I think that first person that didn't pick him up, I think it was the linebacker. I think they expected Boykin to throw a block.
Yeah. Well, the first person, I think it was number 23. He ran up to the line right before they hiked it, and he stopped. Miles ran right by him, and he just didn't react to him. He was like, "Whatever."
He was like,
I got to go do my job.
He's like,
he went over the middle. The linebacker kind of late, obviously, once they figured out he was in fact running a route, the linebacker turned around and tried to catch up to him. But yeah, they weren't covering him at all.
No.
But he made the catch. He broke a couple tackles. He got into the end zone. So good for him.
Yeah. He should have had a second one. Now that was a bad pass by Lamar. I mean, he threw it to the ground. That should have been a second touchdown for Miles Boykin. Mm-hmm. But look, like I said, Lamar's not perfect. I never said he was perfect, but you got to have some guys that can help him out. Now, on the other side, I mean, I saw 3 wide receivers that those guys are amazing, man. You got Michael Gallup, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, and like it's just not fair. We got to get one of those guys. I can't imagine they're going to keep all 3. I don't think they're going to keep Amari Cooper after this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I feel like he's available via trade. I don't think we're going to get him, but I feel like he's available via trade.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Stills is still available, I believe. They could go out and sign him right now if they wanted to.
And that would help.
But they don't want to.
Yeah, now, okay. Jazzy, what's your question here? So, question: why were the Steelers struggling with these same Cowboys?
Well, as some of the other viewers can attest, the Steelers are not as good as they appear. Is why they're
The Steelers have been struggling for a few weeks.
Yeah,
they've been struggling for a few weeks, and obviously, I mean, we're not going to call them a bad team. They're 11-1, but
on the way to 11-5.
Well, I mean, even still, look, the fact is, Ben Roethlisberger, on paper, it looks like he's been doing well, and he's not playing bad, but he's limited in what he can do out there. So
there are some stats that would indicate that he is in fact playing pretty bad. Well, I retweeted one earlier that he's one of the least accurate quarterbacks in the league this year.
Yes.
He throws the ball under 5 yards consistently.
Yeah, but he has wide receivers that can make plays.
Yeah.
On his bad throws, which you see every week, right? Like James Washington, right? But they're still getting it done. And if they don't make those plays, if they don't execute, they're just a little bit off, then you see them struggle.
Yeah. Right. And they've got some major injuries on defense that are limiting them at this point. They've lost Devin Bush. They lost Bud Dupree. The guy who was filling in for Devin Bush got hurt the other night. Joe Hayden went out of the game. I don't think Joe Hayden's injury was serious, but he missed a little time. So they're getting beat up a bit, and Roethlisberger can't carry them even with all the talent in their receiving core. Plus, I mean, they have a ton of drops also.
Yeah. Well, that might be because of the bad passes, but nobody's gonna talk about that. Noah Driscoll, welcome to the live stream, man. What we got here?
What's going on, Noah?
Good to see B Moore win tonight. Yes, it's always good to see us win. Wish Lamar's mechanics was better, but I hope he'll continue to put in the work and develop. You know what? Yeah, I hope he continues to work. I know he'll continue to work. I'm not worried about his mechanics at all. I'm more worried about the talent around him, right? Third-year player, right? I know he was MVP last year, but no, he's not perfect, right? But he needs some guys that can make adjustments on the ball and come down with some of those catches. Because like I said, the interception that he threw wasn't on him. Right? Yeah. But he'll get blamed for it because there's nobody else to look at on that team to make plays. That's the real problem.
I don't think you'll have to worry about Lamar putting in the work. I don't think he's ever given any reason to doubt his work ethic.
Nope.
But again, you're talking about an offense that has some good running backs. Excuse me. A bad O-line and a bad receiving core. So, when he gets under pressure,
should say, damn right, we got injuries.
When Lamar gets under pressure, he tries to force passes. His mechanics get sloppy, and he's inaccurate at times. That's going to change just with the team putting more talent around him.
Now, Suge, I'm going to get on you a little bit here, man, because I heard you talking that yesterday about one of our best defensive players got hurt, and that's why we lost. Man, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You are crying to the wrong person.
Well, and also your best defensive player doesn't play offense. So
our team, this organization is infested with injury bugs. Okay, we get injuries every single year. Tavon Young was considered one of the best slot corners in the league 3 years ago. Yeah. That was the last time he played. Okay.
Right after he got that contract.
Right after he got the contract. We're paying his medical bills. Yep. G-Star 007. He
nice.
He predicted it. 34-17. Good job, my man. Good job. Yeah. Look, I don't want to hear from Steelers fans. I don't want to hear anything about injuries. Did TJ Watt go out the game? No. Did Big Ben go out the game? No. Did Deontay Johnson go out
game? No. John Smith-Schuster was there. James Washington. All you guys were there, man. Listen, losing Joe Hayden for part of a game is not why you lose to the Washington football team.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sugar's clarifying. He said they made a big play right after that injury. Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Well, but to be fair, was Joe Hayden going to be covering that guy? I don't think so. Yeah. But that's fine. Like I said, Joe Hayden don't play offense, and y'all needed more points.
Bring on the Brownies. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I don't think they want to see Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt the way their defense is playing right now.
Well, okay, we'll get that in a second. British Pats fan on Sportscaster. Thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate that. My thing with the Browns is they don't have nearly the threat in the passing game that Dallas has, right? So we can focus on the run, right? We can focus on the run and should be able. I'm not saying we're going to completely shut them down because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, I mean, they're excellent runners, but we can neutralize that to a certain extent and force Baker to pass the ball. Now, yes, Baker's been playing more efficient and been playing better, but with our corners, well, I should say corner now because Marcus Peters hasn't been playing that great. But with our secondary, we should be able to cover their wide receivers. Oh, we should be able to cover the wide receivers and make them really struggle on offense, kind of like we did in the first game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's always been my thing with the Ravens defense also, but that's what I thought when they played the Patriots, and it didn't go down like that.
See, Eric texted me now saying that he's been saying that Peters is trash, but Eric, you say everybody's trash though. You say everybody's trash until they make a play, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, never mind, right? Peters isn't trash, man. Peters is what he is. Peters is not a physical corner. He gives those cushions sometimes. Sometimes he gives up a big play, but he also makes big plays too. So I'm not going to question too much. I mean, we knew what he was when we signed him, so I mean, it is what it is.
I would hope that next week with Cleveland he'll be locked in. He kind of it wasn't just him, but a lot of the Ravens tonight looked kind of disinterested.
But
they
like
didn't really want to be there.
That's the thing. Harbaugh does this all the time. He doesn't get these players ready for these type of games because on paper you look at it and like, oh, we should crush them, and you look at the final score, it looks that way, but no, we struggled, but they kind of carried that way going to the game. Like, oh, it's the Cowboys, man. We ain't got to worry about them, man. They suck, right? Yeah. But there's no sense of urgency. There's never any sense of urgency. And the defense played that way. I know the defense is better than that. We saw it when they felt like there was a sense of urgency the week before. Yeah. Right. They felt like, man, our back is against the wall a little bit. We're going to be kind of down. We can't rely too much on, or we can't expect too much from the offense. So we got to really show out. And they did. And this week, I mean, I told B at halftime, I was like, this defense isn't playing well. I know the score looks, shows that they are, but they're not playing well. So the Browns is they're a winning team. They have a better record than us, and I'm interested to see what the Vegas line is on that. Who's favored to win that game. Yeah, but that's going to determine how we play on defense. All right, Suge. What killed us was not being able to run the ball. Talking about the Steelers. You guys. I don't think you guys are that strong of a run team.
Yeah, I think what killed you is that they're not a good running team, and everybody knows now. Hey, Ben throws it 5 yards downfield every play, and you can just sit on those short routes and either wait for them to drop it or just tackle them. Right. Yeah. And then there's not really anything else that Pittsburgh can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Lizbeth99 on Sportscaster. Thank you for joining the live stream. Anybody that's in here now on Sportscaster, make sure you give us a follow on Sportscaster. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button and also the subscribe button. And also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but right there in that corner, right there. We got a little QR code, right? That's our super chat. That's what we use for our super chat. It's for our Cash App, LBHT show. If you want to leave us a super chat, our super chat isn't enabled yet, but go to Cash App, drop a donation, leave a comment, and we will read it on air. Or if you just want to just leave us a donation because you love us, we appreciate that as well. So, Shook said, they're not a good run team. So
I'm going to be interested to see how Pittsburgh handles Buffalo next week. I think the answer is poorly, but I'll be paying attention to that one.
That's a big game. I think if they win that game, it's smooth sailing from there. It's smooth sailing. I'm not a believer in the Browns, right? They've done a good job getting to 9-3. I'm not going to take that away from them, but I think they're still going to take a huge L to the Ravens and Pittsburgh. So I'm just, I think Pittsburgh just needs to get past the Bills, and they should. Well, and I don't know if they'll have the number 1 seed locked in, because if them and the Chiefs finish with just 1 loss, I'm not sure how that will play out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably go to conference record at that point. I don't know what the standings are looking like there.
Yeah. But they have to win out. But
it's not going to matter, because Steelers are going to lose to Buffalo next week. So,
well, I'm not going to make my prediction yet. But
kind of is what it is.
Yeah. They lose 1 more, and that's it. Yeah, that Washington loss was a bad loss for y'all. That was a bad loss.
Yeah, and it lost Ben comeback player of the year too.
Well, who else is up for comeback player of the year?
Alex Smith, the dude who almost died, and is now coming back to give Pittsburgh their first L of the season, despite his 1 good leg spraying blood all over the field. That's who else is going to win comeback player of the year.
I thought that was his surgically repaired leg. I was like, oh man, he's going to lose his leg. They're going to have to amputate it. Yeah, okay. What we got here, Noah? Any chance the Ravens see Pittsburgh in the playoffs? Well, that's what we're hoping for. If they take another loss, because we don't see Kansas City losing again, right? So if Kansas City gets the 1 seed and Pittsburgh gets the 2 seed, and the Ravens get the 7th seed, then we're going to see them again. And I got to tell you, man, like, out of all the teams that play in the playoffs, that's the team I want to play in the first round. Yeah. That's the one I want to play in the first round, man. Like, you didn't need to. Yeah, no, okay. I hear what you're saying, Shug. I hear what you're saying, that you needed to lose, right? Kind of get that off your back, because you're not going to go undefeated. You don't want to lose at the wrong time. That's what you're trying to say. You don't want to lose at the wrong time like we did, right? We went on this hot streak, and then we got cold in the playoffs. I get that. You don't want to lose to Washington, right? Because had you lost to the Bills and that's your first loss, okay, fine. Got that out the way. You can take care of the rest. The Bills are a tough team right now, man. All right, that's a tough one. Now you have pressure where you shouldn't have pressure, right? You should have been going into that game pressure free and just play your best game. If you win, great. If not, no big deal. We'll get back on track after that. Now, you have to win that game. Casey ain't gonna.
I want to
wait. Hold on. He's asking if Casey's gonna lose to the Saints. Is to Taysom Hill?
No, I don't think so.
Taysom Hill. I mean,
Drew should be back. Drew should be back soon, I would think. But no, they're not gonna lose the Saints.
No.
But just going back to what he said before, look, you didn't need to lose. Nobody needs to lose. That's not a real thing. that's superstition, right? And this goes back to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago about Steelers fans being insecure. They wanted a weakened Ravens team because they don't believe in Pittsburgh. You needed to lose because you don't believe in Pittsburgh. Don't be afraid of greatness, Suge. All right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it.
Look, and I will echo that opinion as a Ravens fan, because we say that to Ravens fans all the time. Don't be afraid to be great on offense, right? I think a lot of Ravens fans are afraid to be great on offense because
they don't want the expectations to come with it.
They don't want the expectations. That's absolutely it. Because if you mention some great players that we could surround Lamar with, we bring up Julio Jones. Oh, I don't want Julio Jones. He's old.
Julio too old.
He's too old. Yeah, but like the last 3 years, he's had like 1,400 yards every year, right?
Yeah.
I don't care about his age. I care about production. AB. Oh, no, AB's a head case. Oh, we don't want AB, right? Get Dez. Yeah, well, Dez just said he quit tonight.
Dez got pulled from the only game he cared about and said, I'm going to go get drunk and I am done playing.
You know what got me mad tonight? A few of my friends texted me telling me losing Dez tonight was a big loss. What has Dez done for our team?
Yeah.
27 yards in one game. That's not a big loss.
Miles Boykin had one catch and he outproduced Dez's entire tenure in Baltimore.
Yeah. I was shocked to see Miles Boykin. I think I was just as shocked as that defense was to see him on the field running in for a touchdown.
Good for him, though.
I think they thought it was it was Pat Ricard or maybe it was a lineman downfield or something. The way they reacted to him, they're like, nah, he's not running a route. Nah. He's blocking. Right.
Not this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said he's probably not gonna. Gonna wait.
You gotta wait.
So I'm just saying, don't be afraid. All right, 16-0 is not gonna make you lose in the playoffs. Like 15-1 isn't gonna force you to lose. Win every week.
Yeah, AB being wasted in Tampa right now. Ravens could have had him.
Yeah,
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Look, we love Dez. I wish he could give us more than he can, but he can't. AB is ready to go. He was one of the top wide receivers, if not the top wide receivers, when he got suspended, and he's not that far removed from that. So that was the more sure thing. I don't care about that off the field stuff, man. Don't get distracted by that. That doesn't mean anything. Can you produce on the field, right?
Yeah.
Because what I saw tonight, and I understand Dez was emotional. I understand, it hit him kind of hard because he was building up for that game, right? It's against his old team. He wanted to show out, and he's on the field warming up, and they're telling him, hey, come do this test. Oh, hey, guess what, man? You tested positive. You can't play. I get that. I get the emotion. But to tweet out, man, I'm not going to play anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're not 22 years old, dude. You're like 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I hope he changes his mind about that. Not because I think he's any kind of value to Baltimore, but just because I think that would be a terrible way for him to go out after he's been begging to get back onto an NFL team for a couple of years.
Yeah.
What's up, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right.
He thought he was going to be Steve Smith Part 2. That's all.
Well, that's the thing, right? I understand you're disappointed in that moment, but you worked your way back. You made it back on a team, and you got activated to the roster, and now you're in a position to where you can really show what you have left in the tank. You're going to get those opportunities, and to throw a fit like that is basically what you did. You threw a fit and said, "I quit." Now Eric's saying he don't want AB because Eric, you're exactly what I'm talking about when I say fans are afraid to get those great players because you get distracted by that term of he can come in here and cause problems. He'll have an attitude. He'll act out in the media. Well, what did Des Bryant just do tonight? What would you call that? It's the same thing. And Des Bryant isn't half the player that AB is. Give me the talent. I can deal with that if you got talent.
Yeah.
Like when I hear Des Bryant say I quit, I'm like, turn in your playbook, dude.
Yeah, like that's unfortunate for you. It don't matter for the Ravens.
Yeah.
It means nothing for the Ravens if you quit.
Yeah. Tough Puppy, what's up, man? What's going on? Tough Puppy said he wanted Thielen or Diggs. Yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Where do we start? First, it started with Robbie Anderson, who we could have signed in free agency, who only signed for like $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It went to Hopkins, who got traded for a second round pick and a washed up running back. Stephon Diggs got traded for a first round pick.
And turns out you have one of those too in Mark Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been fine.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs. Who else was out there? Thielen. We talked. We inquired about Thielen at least. Didn't make that happen. And there are a few other players I believe we could have gotten by the trade deadline that we didn't even really attempt. Julio Jones is one of those players. It was rumored. Not sure if he was available or not, but you had to think that Atlanta would have considered a serious offer for Julio Jones at this point. They're just not close to competing anymore, right? And he is an older wide receiver. He's still really good, really good. But like I said, they have a young, good wide receiver. So trade him off, start to rebuild your team a little bit. Get a good draft pick. I had no problem getting a first round pick to Julio Jones.
Yeah, they're cleaning house. The coach and I believe the GM was also fired. They didn't even commit to having Matt Ryan back next year. Of course, they would have taken a good offer for Julio.
Yeah,
DJ Moore. Yeah.
And you know what? We could have had him.
Mm-hmm.
We could have had Calvin Ridley. We decided to go with Hayden Hurst for absolutely no reason. They immediately regretted that pick. That's why he got traded just 2 years later,
Yeah.
right? Just 2 years later, he's out the door because they knew that year because they got Mark Andrews in the third round. They didn't expect Mark Andrews to be there, I don't think. And Mark Andrews from the jump showed that he was a better tight end, and they knew we wasted a pick, right?
Yeah.
That absolutely could have gone to DJ Moore, and we needed a wide receiver then. Go figure. Eric said we literally talked about this last night. Yeah, we did talk about it. E. We did. See, look, they're on the NFL Network right now talking about Dez tweet. He done messed up. Yeah, this is exactly what Ravens fans were saying they didn't want here. So I want to see what the reaction is now that that's been put out there, right? Because this is exactly what you said you didn't want AB for this reason, and he just did it, right?
Yeah. 28 yards later.
Right. And this is a guy that hasn't produced. Right? Okay, Jonathan Washington Jr., thank you for joining the live stream. Regardless of how the season goes, if we don't win it all, I think it would be good for the Ravens to start off fresh and get an offensive-minded head coach like that. Eric Bieniemy. Got to maximize Lamar's potential. 100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
We've been talking about that. I mean, at the bare minimum, Greg Roman has to go. Has to go the day the season's over. But ideally, the entire coaching staff is gone.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh skates a lot on issues. How many false starts and illegal procedure penalties did they have tonight? It's every week. They're undisciplined, and they don't show up ready to play every week. And that's on John Harbaugh. Yeah. And he kind of, he just kind of he gets away with it because he's not an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy. So, people blame the coordinators a lot. But it's on John Harbaugh to get these guys ready to play.
Yeah. The talk has been almost exclusively about Greg Roman. But yes, absolutely, John Harbaugh is the guy that we need to look at. Look, John Harbaugh has skated a lot longer than he should have because it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is Lamar's third year.
Yeah.
It was the year, that offseason when we drafted Lamar, I believe, when Steve Bisciotti, the Ravens owner, had said that he had thought about firing Harbaugh, but decided against it. So that right there tells you they were on the fence about bringing him back. And then Lamar came in his rookie year and saved his job.
Well, yeah, because you remember there were rumors in season. Jay Glazer, I think it was reporting, if they lost this particular game, that Harbaugh was going to be fired that week. It didn't happen. Lamar comes in, when they're 4-5, they go, 6-1 or 7-1, or 6-1 the rest of the way. And and then it's all good, right? Yep. But he was absolutely on the hot seat until Lamar came in and saved his job.
Yeah. Eric said that he's pulling up a U-Haul for Greg Roman for Thursday. All right, we'll see. I mean, look, they won. As long as they keep winning, I don't think they're going to change anything. They're too conservative for that. But if they drop one of these next games, he could be gone. I think if Harbaugh misses the playoffs, that's going to be a serious conversation. Yeah. We be going through offensive coordinators like it's nothing. Eventually, we got to look at the guy at the top. Yep.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have a good coaching tree. He's hiring his friends, and his friends don't do a good job. The game has passed these guys up, right? Cam Cameron hasn't worked in the NFL since he got fired.
Mark Trestman.
Mark Trestman, the QB whisperer, hasn't worked in the NFL since he got fired. I don't think that was a Harbaugh guy, but still. Yeah. Marty Morningwig. I mean, it's what I'm saying? Like, he brought in Juan Castillo. He wasn't the offensive coordinator, but Juan Castillo was supposed to be our O-line coordinator, and the O-line sucked. Right? And it's just every time he hires his friends, it might work for maybe a season or half a season, but then it falls apart right after that. And we're seeing that now with Greg Roman. It went great last year, but he's a run game coordinator. He's not an offensive coordinator. He cannot do anything in the passing game. It's obvious. Like, we saw tonight. Like, this is a game where they could have taken some risks throwing the ball against one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and he just doesn't know how to draw up plays.
Yeah.
right? You gotta run the same thing over and over and over. He's just too predictable. And yeah, it's not okay. You get rid of Great Roman. Who's going to be next, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have some ideas, and we've been teasing it for a while, but that video is coming. We have some ideas of some coordinators that you could bring in outside of that circle, but that's not what they're going to do. He'll bring somebody else in. He'll promote a tight ends coach or something like that.
Yeah, and I always compare Baltimore right now with Lamar Jackson to Carolina and how they handle Cam Newton. Because again, that was another franchise that really just relied on superior talent to win every week.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Shula was the offensive coordinator for almost the entire time that Cam was there. And they relied on having Cam Newton. They relied on having Luke Kuechly, and just being able to outplay the other team. I think Baltimore is doing that a lot with Lamar. And you see this offseason, they let some of that talent on offense go, and the offense took a big step back, because it's not a well-coached team.
I'm still upset just thinking about it, right? Josh Allen is getting a lot of praise right now. Josh Allen is playing well.
Yeah.
But he did better than his rookie year last year, right? They got to the playoffs. So they see progress with him, and they recognize he can be our guy. Yeah. So let's go get him some more weapons. So we're going to trade for Stephon Diggs, right? We have the league MVP, had one of the best seasons in league history, right? We had the best rushing attack in league history because of him. And our organization decides, let's see what he can do with less.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's insane. Like, and we're talking about his mechanics and, his accuracy, because that's the only thing you have to focus on. That's the only thing you have to focus on, because even as bad as our offense is, we're still winning. Right.
Yeah. And that Lamar is good enough and the other guys aren't. So you're not going to say, hey, Miles Boykin got to play better. He can't. Yeah. You're going to say Lamar has to play better because you've seen him play better.
Yep. Yeah. That's a puppy. He's got Diggs, Beasley, and John Brown. We had John Brown too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, Baltimore could use Brashad Perryman right now.
Yeah.
But they ran him out of town.
Although it's not a need, I would not be upset if the Ravens were to draft Kyle Pitts from Florida, another tight end, and have a matchup nightmare with two stud tight ends and whoever they would sign in free agency. I wouldn't be mad at it either if we go and sign AB or Chris Godwin or Allen Robinson. I mean, there's a bunch of wide receivers that we can get in free agency, so I wouldn't be mad at that either.
I would be mad at it, just because, again, they have to get out of this mindset. Look, if you want to throw the ball, get some wide receivers to throw the ball to. Don't try to inch away from this power offense that you're running right now. I understand that Kyle Pitts is a good player. I mean, he won't be there for Baltimore anyway. He's going to go before Baltimore's pick.
Right.
But, man, go and get some wide receivers. Don't worry about any tight ends. You don't need multiple tight end sets.
If we sign
throw the ball.
If we got two wide receivers in free agency, if we said, okay, we want to get Allen Robinson and Corey Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are two really good wide receivers. And then they come back in the draft and say, we're going to get Kyle Pitts too. I had no problem with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that either, except it's not going to happen. Baltimore will never invest that heavily in the offense. So, it's and even then, I still would have a problem with it, because if you go and get Allen Robinson and you get Corey Davis, then that first round pick needs to be on the O-line.
What's up, the Trib one?
What's up, Trib?
He had 2 off throws that night, and that's what they talked about a lot. We mentioned that earlier. Any incomplete pass that he throws is going to be highlighted. All right, he makes all the plays. So if he doesn't make a play, he's going to get criticized for it, because nobody said. Well, I mean, Twitter kind of caught that. I know Coach Evans talked about Hollywood, but most people aren't going to catch that Hollywood didn't make a play on that ball, right? Whereas when you saw Michael Gallup, when he got his touchdown, what did he do? He attacked the ball.
Yeah, he was being held and just kind of brushed Marlon Humphrey off and went after the ball and caught it.
Yeah. The throw to Boykin in the end zone was more on Boykin and probably most on the play call. And the throw to the Brown on that pick was the one to Boykin. Nah, I think he short armed it, man. I think Boykin was open in the back of the end zone. I mean, could he ran to the ball a little bit? I guess. I'm not sure if that's what he was supposed to do there, but he was open. You know, Lamar could have.
Yeah, I mean that's a little question of was he supposed to be just standing in the back of the end zone or whatever. But yeah, I mean you would like to see him maybe make an attempt to catch it, but it was in the dirt.
Yeah, Bears wide receiver. Yeah, Allen Robinson is the Bears wide receiver. Yeah, that's what I would love to see. And he was franchised this year. I don't think he's going to re-sign there. I don't think they're going to tag him again. So he should be available in free agency. Let's see what you got here. Brown and Lamar pick was 50-50. Not a great pass. No, I put that on Hollywood. It was a good pass. It was out in front of him. He has to, extend out and get it. He got his hand on it. Like, if you're going to be that guy, you have to make that catch. Yeah. You got to make that catch.
And I see what you're saying. It wasn't a perfect pass necessarily, right? It didn't just hit him right in the chest in stride, but it wasn't on his fingertips. Like he barely got a hand on it. Like he got his hand on it. He could have caught it.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of catch you see DeAndre Hopkins make on purpose. Like I'm just going to one-handed bring it in and keep running, Yeah. Whereas Hollywood just stuck his hand out there. When I watched the replay, to me, it looked like kind of he was sticking his hand out and waiting for a flag almost. Like, oh, look at my hands out here and I'm being held or interfered with or something. But, I mean, yeah, that's one that he has to bring in. But at the very least, it can't pop up in the air for an interception.
No, I agree. And G-Star 007 says Kenny Golladay. Yeah, that's another one that I would like to have. There's a lot of wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let him out of Detroit, though.
Yeah, I don't think everybody that's due to be a free agent is going to actually hit free agency. But yes, he is on our radar for sure. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna.
For Baltimore, I would really focus on going and getting Corey Davis in free agency, and then drafting a receiver as well.
Now this right here, we talked about this. The more the season goes on, the more I feel like neither Judon or Yannick will get re-signed by Baltimore. Now,
are you sure that Yannick is in Baltimore?
Now, go check out our was it a live stream? I think it was a live stream when Yannick got when we traded for Yannick, and look, it was a joyous day for Ravens fans. I didn't want to rain on their party, but I just didn't feel that great about it. Now, no, I like Yannick. I don't think he's a bad player, but my stance and B stance was like, what difference is that really gonna make for the team?
Yeah,
right. That was the thing. Like, I know Ravens fans in their mind thought he was the missing piece because Judon, good but not great. Yannick, a better version of Judon. Now we're gonna have a good pass rush, and we're not gonna have to blitz as much, and we can drop back in coverage, and that will complete our defense. But what a lot of people don't realize is Wink Martindale is another problem, right? Wink Martindale, that's what he does. He blitzes. It has nothing to do with not having the edge rushers to get to the quarterback. He likes to blitz.
Yeah.
Right. And he did it tonight. He blitzed. And even when we blitz, we got no pressure.
Right? He likes to blitz and not get home.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another problem is Wink Martindale, which is why we're saying, yeah, just get rid of Harbaugh and we can get rid of all that.
But this is something that we need to address too. Don't fall victim to this, right? Because you're going to hit the offseason and everybody's going to say, no, don't re-sign Matt Judon. Don't re-sign Yannick. They didn't play well enough. They're not worth the contract they're going to get, right? And they're going to walk. They're going to get compensatory picks. And then Ravens fans are going to be like, well, now we need edge rushers, so we got to draft one. No, don't do it. Don't do
it. Yeah. Get Corey Davis and draft either a pass rusher or no. We'll take out the
already doing it. Trib already doing it.
No, get Corey Davis and another wide receiver.
Yeah,
and another wide receiver. No, don't draft a pass rusher.
It's time for the defense to take a back seat.
Yep. Absolutely. If we can't get pressure, then we just can't get pressure. It is what it is. You know how we can get pressure? Getting a defensive coordinator that can actually come in here and develop young players and do more with less. right? Because this is a problem. This is a problem with the team in general because we have a coordinator that needs the best of the best at every position in order to do his job. So that means we have to rob Peter to pay Paul, right? We're robbing from the offense, right? So now the offense can't get what they need, but hey, look what we got on defense. The defense can anchor us, but then they can't anchor us, right? So now we're going to sit here and say, no, don't sign Yannick after we've been clamoring for Yannick. We traded a 3rd-round pick for him. We're expected to sign him, and now we're going to say, no, don't sign him because he turns out to not be as good as we thought. Don't sign Judon. He's not as good as we thought. And then we're going to spend a 1st-round pick on an edge rusher. He won't be the best edge rusher because we're not going to be picking at the top of the draft. So maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th best edge rusher, and we're going to be hyped about that until he comes in and plays like a rookie, and then it's like, oh, he's not as good as we thought he was. We need to get another edge rusher, right? We need to trade for somebody now. We need to sign somebody. Like, don't go down that rabbit hole, man. Get somebody that can actually develop these guys and just work with what we have, but put weapons around Lamar.
Yeah, you want to generate pressure, then protect Lamar, get him some weapons, put some points on the board, and make the other team one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're going to generate pressure.
Yeah. Mink and Giro need to go. Yeah. I agree. E says Peters needs to tackle more for me, but that's just me. No, you're right. No, you're right. The thing is, like, because we talk about this a lot. Eric already knows how I feel about it, and I think he thinks I'm disagreeing with him. I don't disagree with them, but I'm telling you, as a fact, that's not Peters' game. He's not going to tackle more. So you saying that he needs to tackle isn't going to do anything. He's not going to do it.
You're the 3rd team telling him he needs to tackle more.
Yeah. Right. Oh, we had another question here. I lost it. Oh, here we go. You guys think Tyus Bowser has played well enough to deserve another contract with the team? It depends on what he's looking for.
Yeah, it depends on the contract. I don't dislike Tyus Bowser. I mean, obviously, he's not a great player.
I'll say this: I saw him fall down twice today, trying to get after the quarterback.
But you saw him trying though.
I saw him perfectly time a snap. It almost looked like he went off sides, but he didn't. But it didn't matter because he got washed by the 3rd string tackle anyway. I saw that. So is it worth bringing back? I mean,
it depends on what he's looking for. He needs to hit free agency and see what's out there for him, and just see if it's more than Baltimore's willing to pay. Like, he's not somebody that has to come back. Nah,
man, we've already been going a lot longer than.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep saying that. Every time you say that,
I was certain this time we're going to get be in and out, but y'all keep coming in here, man. Y'all keep coming in here and just livening up our live stream. Let's see. Okay, everybody, it's a hot topic about Peters now. I didn't realize it's going to get this spicy with Peters. How's our fantasy teams looking? It's a good question. All I can say is it's a COVID season. Okay, that's all I can say. It's a COVID season in my fantasy league too, man. Because I haven't been keeping up with it, man. I'm gonna be honest. We did it. We're doing a dynasty league this year, and it's an adjustment to us, man. We're on what's that website?
Listen. You keep saying us. My fantasy teams are looking good.
Well, we're both in the same league. I'm saying
I know, but you're saying it's an adjustment for you. It's not an adjustment for us. I'm doing well.
Us meaning my team. Okay. You want to take all the credit over there. Okay, I see how it is. It's not going well. Yeah, for B, it's going really well. It's going really well.
Yeah, we have a league on NFL.com that we're the commissioners of. We might have to just clean out that league and bring in some subscribers for next season.
Yeah.
Got some inactives in that league.
Yeah. Okay, Tough Puppy says Peters is a bum. All right, man.
He was first team all pro last
year. Yeah.
Like, I get frustration, but he's not a bum.
Yeah. Look, just because I'm frustrated by the way he plays too, right? I hate these cushions that he gives to these wide receivers. Like, here's what I hate about him. He'll give a 15-yard cushion to a wide receiver so he won't get burnt. But he still gets burnt. Right? Like, he'll still get beat on a play.
I don't think he's giving the cushion so he won't get burnt. He's giving the cushion because you need to have the cushion if you're going to break on the pass. Okay? Like, you can't be right there with the receiver if you're going to break. You need to be 5-10 yards back get up to speed and get the ball and get if you're going to get it to the house.
Yeah. I think for me, I started noticing this after the Chiefs game when he got smoked by Tyreek Hill. I think that messed with him a little bit, right? And instead of just saying, "Look, it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna worry about that," right? And playing his game, I've seen him give that cushion gets bigger and bigger every week, right? Play up, dude. Play up. Be confident in yourself. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I mean. And also, I wonder, is Wink telling them, "Hey, don't worry about it"?
I was about to say that has to tie in with coaching also, because you got to wonder what he's hearing.
Because you know what this was reminding me of? You know who he's reminding me of?
Dean Pease.
Kerry Williams. Kerry Williams.
Yeah,
remember him?
Always. Yeah, 3rd and 9. Let me give him a 12-yard cushion.
Man, and I remember everybody like, "Oh, he's playing so well." I'm like, playing well? He's giving up a first down every play.
He ain't giving up a touchdown though.
Because the mindset is
that comes later.
The mindset is just don't give up the big play, right?
Yeah.
Don't give up the big play. You can give up the first down here and there, but when we get to the red zone, we'll keep them out the end zone, and that's fine. That's fine for Dallas. That's fine for the Browns we play next week. It's not good for Kansas City. It's not good for the Titans or even Pittsburgh, right? Like teams that can finish drives. Well, I should take out Pittsburgh because they haven't been able to do that lately. But
I hope Sugar ain't in here still. That's not cool.
And Graven, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining the live stream. If you guys aren't subscribed to Engraven, if you guys aren't subscribed to Engraven, man, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Although I'm pretty sure most of you are, man. He's hot, man. He's what's hot in the Ravens community. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, Sugar is here. He is still in here.
So yeah, I'm glad. Like that wasn't me. I wasn't doing that. He just random shots for no reason.
Yeah. So, moving forward, the offense just needs to be the focus of this team, right? The defense, it is what it is. But I agree with, I can't remember who made the point about not signing Yannick or Judon. I wouldn't be mad at that, if I'm being honest. I would not be mad at that. Stop worrying about getting edge rushers and just work with what you have, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I suspect that they will re-sign Yannick, but man, the way he's looking right now, he's not looking better than Judon. I'll say that. He's not looking better than Judon. And I believe I did say I didn't think he was that much better than Judon. I said he was better, but I didn't think he was that much better.
Yeah, you did. I don't know what's going on with Yannick right now, honestly. I think he is a better player than Judon. But my man has been invisible in Baltimore.
Yeah. So. I mean, I don't know what's going to take to get him going. They blitz anyway, right? They always blitz, but I'm just not seeing any pressure. So at some point, when do we start blaming the coaching staff, right? Because you always hear this. You always hear, hey, at some point, it's the players got to step up. The players got to do something. Well, when do we say that about the coaches? When are the coaches held accountable? Because what is their job, right? Is it not their job to get players in the right spot? Is it not their job to make sure that they're ready to play these games, right? If players aren't doing their job, if they're just not playing well, what do you do about that?
Right, because at some point, if the player's not doing what you need them to do, it's also your job to get them out of the game and get somebody in there who can do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, above the coaches, Eric DaCosta, again, we have our criticism of Eric DaCosta. I think he's going to be a really good GM. I don't think he's done a bad job, but he is not Ozzie level, and we need to stop saying in EDC we trust. He hasn't earned that yet. He just got here. Right? I don't think he's earned that status yet, right? And based off of this season, he definitely hasn't earned it because, what we see on offense isn't an accident. It's not because of injuries. It's not because of COVID. It's because that's the team we wanted. We wanted less talent on offense. We thought we were going to stack up on defense, and we were going to ride the defense to a Super Bowl. And we not in this NFL, not in 2020. That ain't going to happen, dude.
No,
that's just not reality. So, but anyway, look, good win. Oh snap! I gotta charge my laptop. Y'all keep talking one second. Let me charge this puppy. But yeah, good look. I got it right here. But no, look. So look, 1 down, 4 to go. Okay, we gotta take it game by game now. We gotta take it game by game. So we got the Browns next week. I think that's a winnable game. I still think we can win big. As much as I'm dumping on this team right now, I still think that we can win big next week because
I think that's one of those teams where, we talk about them playing down to the level of competition. I think that's one of the teams that, particularly the Ravens defense, the players on defense get up for. Like, they like embarrassing Baker Mayfield. That's one of the things that they love about their job. That's one of the perks. So, I would hope you see them come out and play much better next week than they have been recently or tonight. I mean, they played well against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I know Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters look at Baker Mayfield as free stats, basically.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the kind of intensity that they have when they come out next week.
Yep. No, I agree. If we don't capitalize while we got the opportunity, we're going to let great head coach slide. I love Harves, and he is good coach, but I think the message has gotten stagnant.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. And I think DeCosta agrees. I think Bisciotti agrees because, like we said before, it was just 2 years ago or 3 years ago where Steve Bisciotti said it in their after the State of the Ravens address that he had considered firing Harbaugh, right, but decided against it. So it's weighing on their mind. Hey, is he still our guy moving forward? And Lamar came along that rookie year while they looked like they weren't going to make the playoffs, and there are rumors out there that maybe Harbaugh wouldn't make it through the season. And Lamar went on a win streak and made it to the playoffs, and then followed it up with the MVP season. So that's what kept Harbaugh around.
Yeah.
But now we're coming off that high, and there's questions about whether or not we make the playoffs. I do think if we make the playoffs, that will save Harbaugh's job. But if we miss it, he could be in trouble.
It really shouldn't. There's times when that's just best for both parties, right? You look at Carolina; they fired Ron Rivera. It didn't mean that Ron Rivera is a terrible coach. It's just the run in Carolina was over, and now they got Matt Rule. They look like they're on the right track with Rule. Ron Rivera goes to Washington. I mean, he's got them playing much better than people thought they would be this year. They're in the running for the playoffs right now. So that was something that benefited Ron. It benefited Carolina, and it can be the same thing in Baltimore. Say, hey man, thanks for everything, but it's time for a different leader here. We need to fully build around Lamar, and that means getting a great offensive mind.
I agree, and really, the way I look at it is, what do we have to lose? Like, let's say we fire him and we go get Eric Bieniemy, and he's not a great coach either. So what? I mean, right now, what's holding up this team is Lamar's talent.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
And there's also, I know this guy. I know he denied it, but there's also rumors that Doug Peterson's going to be out of Philadelphia after this year. That he's going to be stepping down. So,
okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and like I said with Suge, don't be afraid to be great.
Yeah, Tough Puppy wants to know what percent chance do we think they'll make the Super Bowl? It's never zero, right? It's never zero, especially with the Ravens, because if you look at the 2 Super Bowls, like, they were not expected to win. They were not expected to win either one, right? And they went on some amazing runs. So I'm not gonna put it at zero. I'm gonna say a low chance though. I think it's a low chance this year.
I'm not giving them any chance of a Greg Roman team, out coaching anybody in the playoffs and making that run to the Super Bowl. I just don't think it happens. I think that he works to neutralize Lamar too much for that to happen.
Yeah. See, Engraven, he agrees with me. Yes, the answer is never zero, man. It's never.
Sometimes.
It's low. But
tell me the percent chance of Washington or the Giants getting to the Super Bowl.
That second Super Bowl we won, that year we won with Flacco, I think most people would have said zero. Like, we're not getting past. We're not getting past. What was it? Denver, right? Denver was a hot team at the time, right? You're not beating Denver. You're not beating the Patriots. Like, no.
That's fine. But that team had Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith, and Jacoby Jones. This team has Hollywood Brown. Miles Boykin.
Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And it could be one of those things where in the playoffs, those guys do just enough, right, to get some points on the board. The defense steps up and plays the way we want them to play. We pay them to play. Maybe, but I don't see it happening. Not this year, and that's okay. Look, because that's another thing with me and B. We think the window is wide open for the Ravens. Yeah. So this year is not a big deal, man. If we don't, even if we don't make the playoffs, not a big deal. Just do what you need to do to take care of Lamar on the offensive side of the ball, and we're going to be there for years. We're going to be in the conversation for a long time. Yeah. Yes, Lamar is better than Flacco. That goes without saying. And Flacco's weapon better than Lamar's weapons. Goes without saying.
You need a few more greater than signs on the weapons one, though. Like it's
yeah.
Like Anquan Bolden was a great receiver.
Yes, wasn't Roman there when San Francisco 49ers went to Super Bowl? Yep. Yes, they had more talent, but still.
More talent is right? It's not just, but still though. They have a lot more talent.
Yeah. Same situation. You had Kaepernick, who at the time people said the same thing that they're saying about Lamar. Man, he looks unstoppable, right? He looked unstoppable. And then just a year later, it's like, well, what happened? And kind of the same thing. Like they didn't really invest around Kaepernick either. They went defense, right? And then the defense started. You had Patrick Willis retired. Some of the other guys got hurt. Who's the other linebacker? He tore his ACL the next year.
Navarro Bowman. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like they had a great offensive line and a dominant defense.
Yeah.
Baltimore doesn't have either of those things.
Yeah. Okay, we got a Panthers comment in here. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Biza is a Panthers fan. See, he comes back next week.
Man. Like I've been hurting. He's been on my IR all year. It's been tough.
Yeah. So real quick, we've been talking a lot of Ravens recently, but we also cover Panthers for those who don't know, right? B's a Panthers fan. And we've been kind of neglecting, the Panthers fans a little bit, but we're going to get back on track this week. So be on the lookout for a Panthers video pretty soon. Playoffs? I don't think they're a playoff team at this point. But Panthers.
Oh,
Panthers.
No.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, Greg Roman never adjusted E. You're right. He can't adjust. It's not a matter of he won't adjust. Like he can't do it. Right. We talk about Sugar said we covered the Steelers too. Look. Sugar the Steelers fan. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are not subscribed to his channel, let's get ready to talk Schmodown podcast. Check them out. It's Suge, Ferris. Who are the other two hosts? Bidor and Justin Hamilton, I believe. Right. If you guys don't know what Schmodown is, look it up. Okay?
Don't even look it up. Subscribe and listen, and you'll find out.
That's right. Subscribe and find out. Right. It's interesting, man. It's they have like trivia leagues that they cover, but Suge and Ferris every Monday do a live stream and they talk sports and they know their sports. They're really good. So make sure you give them a follow.
And if you're into Star Wars, they also have a Star Wars show, The Holocron.
Yep.
I'm not sure the days on that one, but it's a whole network, man. Just go subscribe and check it out.
Yeah, enjoy it. They have some goals too. They're trying to reach 500 by the end of the year. They're close to it too. So go support those guys. All right. Lamar hasn't progressed as a passer. He is limited as a play caller. I don't agree with either one of those. How can you show that you progress when your weapons have gotten worse and your protection has gotten worse and the play calling has gotten worse? Right. How can you show that? Right. I think, he makes his reads just fine. Does he make all the passes? No. And I think it's hard to do when you're not coached that way, right? You're coached to think everything is run first. Everything. You draw up like 10 to 15 running plays for him all the time, right? I've said this from weeks ago. They don't look like they practice passing that much because that's how you get these illegal formations. That's another thing I want to break down too. Look at these illegal formations and illegal shifts. It's always on passing plays. They don't practice passing there. right? So, I mean, to say
Yeah.
he hasn't progressed, I'm sure he's doing fine. He's doing the work on his own, and he might be progressing. But limited as a play caller, well, he doesn't call plays. That's the coach's job to do.
I think you might have meant limited by the play caller, but I mean, I think Lamar came into the league a good passer. I mean, but you're talking about, again, a team that's not interested in passing the ball. He had 17 pass attempts, and he personally, not the team, he had 13 rushing attempts. Like, you're not, you talk about running backs getting into a rhythm. You give them a few carries, get them going. You have to do that passing the ball too, man. You're not going to be able to pass the ball once every 5 minutes and look like Aaron Rodgers out there.
Yeah. Still don't understand how people are so quick to put Kyler over on Lamar, but okay. And this is what people do, man.
New shiny thing.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, tough puppy. I agree with you. Put Lamar behind Chiefs roster and see what happens. Not just the roster, that coaching staff.
Yeah.
You'd be looking at another MVP season. Look, Pat Mahomes is amazing. we might be looking at the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay, Pat Mahomes he's great. He still only has 2 interceptions on the year. That's sick. The trip. COVID has been tough. It has. Yeah. But that's why the season shouldn't have been played to begin with.
I should also say, we were kind of talking about Dez. Obviously, we hope he gets better real soon.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing.
Yeah, I commented on the comments he made earlier, and I just basically compared him to AB with the comments, right? Just the comments alone. It has nothing to do with his character or anything like that, right? And obviously, we hope he gets better. But my point was the issues or concerns that people had with the Ravens signing AB kind of showed itself tonight with the comments that Dez put out there. Now, I don't think it's a big deal, right? I think it was a little immature, but so what? I don't care. I get it. He's emotional. Totally get it, right? But the media takes those things and they blow those things out of proportion. And the issue that you have with AB is you don't want the distraction, right? Yeah. You want the distraction. Like, that matters to you. You don't play the game, right?
How you know it doesn't matter? How you know it doesn't matter? You haven't heard word one about Earl Thomas all season. And that was a blow up at the beginning of the year, right? That's right. It was a huge distraction, and it was such a big deal. And oh my God, they had to cut him. And can you believe he did this and he did that? You haven't heard a single word about Earl Thomas. Nobody's talking about Earl Thomas in Baltimore. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. So if AB was doing stuff like this, people would be saying, yeah, you see, this is why you can't sign him. That has nothing to do with the game. I need people here that can produce on the field. And look, I love Dez Bryant, man, and I wish he could be the old Dez Bryant, but he's not the old Dez Bryant. He hasn't produced here, and him not playing doesn't matter.
No, and the whole distraction thing in the NFL, distractions are something that coaches invented to talk about things that they don't want to answer questions about. That's all.
Tough Puppy has some strong feelings about Earl Thomas. He says Earl's a bum. He said about 3 times in the chat. He takes Joker over Earl. I got you. I hear you. At this point, yeah. I mean, nobody else wants to pick up Earl, so that's probably it for him.
Yeah.
You feel bad for Dez. Yeah, man, it sucks. Look, I do feel bad for him. This was his homecoming, right? He worked his way back onto a team. He was getting some playing time, and Lamar's back this week, so okay, maybe I get some targets, and a quarterback that can get the ball to me. And I told B earlier when I saw Miles Boykin get the touchdown, I felt like that could have been Dez's touchdown. that could have been Dez's touchdown. He could have scored, on his old team. That would have been great. And he was out there warming up, and he was pumped. He was listening to his music, and then they had to come and tell him, like, "Hey, man, come with us, man. You can't play." I'm sure that's deflating, man. I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is. My sympathy for Dez is on hold, and it's going to depend on whether or not he shows up for work next week. if he quits the rest of the season like he tweeted he's going to do, no, I don't have any sympathy for that. That means you were using Baltimore to try and get back at Dallas. I don't care.
Yeah, we talked about that too. They did a whole video for Dez. Yeah, They did. They were they were ready for him to show out that game, and I'm sure he was really invested in that game, right? But be a professional, dude. Like, you're not a rookie, right? You're not a rookie. You're supposed to be here to mentor our younger wide receivers.
Listen, you would have fans and coaches not accepting that from high school players.
Yeah.
I don't get to play in the game that I really wanted to play, and so I quit.
You done for the season? The season? I get that you're emotional, man. You quit? Nah, dude. Nah. Imagine if AB did the same exact thing. Imagine if AB did the same exact thing. What would you say about that?
Yeah.
Right. So just think about that. And AB,
regardless of whether or not he came back, right? It would just be, he's a child for even saying it.
Yeah. Miles finally did something. You were shocked. Yeah, that defense was shocked too. They're like, wait, you're not blocking? They're like, no, man, we gotta block it downfield. That's illegal. You can't do that. Jonathan Washington Jr. Yeah, I kind of feel like the Ravens could have kept the loop more if his tests were inconclusive all day. Somebody should have made a call to him, let him know. I think they let him know as soon as they got the test, though.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure if the Ravens knew that it was inconclusive all day, because I mean, I don't know how that really works out. They have outside labs doing the tests, so I don't know if they informed the Ravens that it was inconclusive. Because you would think if they knew it was inconclusive, he would have been isolated from everybody, right? Because it's serious and it's about player safety,
right?
So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they knew before they went to grab him out of warmups.
Yeah. Jeez, man, we've been going for over an hour again. The last 3 streams, we said this is gonna be real quick.
15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. That was our goal. 15 minutes. We'll be in and out like ninjas. But yeah, y'all been really supporting the show. We appreciate it. Hey, thank you guys. Let's take a minute to thank everybody, man. We really appreciate it. I mean, we really jumped up our subscriber count from just a couple months ago. You guys been showing live streams. You've been supporting the videos. You've been subscribing. Really appreciate it. And I think I'm not sure if Engraven's still in the room, but Engraven really helped us out a lot too by bringing us onto his show. Also, Joe Nubo, Sonny from SZG Sports. Coach Evans, all those guys giving us shout outs. Like the whole Raven YouTube community has been real supportive of us, man, and we appreciate it. And just all you guys just following and just giving us support. Let's get ready to talk Schmodown. They're real dope too, right? Like they've been real supportive of us retweeting our stuff. Like we see everything. Me and B, we scrutinize everything. We look at everything, man, and like we really appreciate it. So thank you very much, and keep supporting, man, because we got more to come. We're gonna change up a few things here in the next couple of weeks. We got a brand new logo that we're working on. That's almost finalized. More videos to come. We're trying to improve the quality of our videos and just give you some different things coming up here. So, yeah.
Can we start up a Patreon soon?
Yep.
But yeah, like as I said, thank you so much to everybody. This is something we started earlier this year. We didn't have any kind of experience doing it, with the streaming or with the tech side of it.
Yeah. You say we're gonna run that back soon. Okay. We're ready, man. We're ready.
Yeah. So
last time we were it caught us off guard, but we
and the response has been better than we really hoped for. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm glad you found it too, man. We appreciate you, Noah. Eric has helped us with the lighting and everything. Eric, I don't know. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. I gotta get Eric to start a YouTube channel. He does. He does filming and production and all that stuff. So he's given us a few pointers on how to set up our cameras and all that stuff. So we appreciate you, Eric. You know that already. So and the next videos that you see from us, if you notice some high quality from it, it's probably because Eric shot it, right?
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Sugar said he wants to see Ferris on screen with me. You know what, Sid? We'll set something up soon, man. We have to get you guys. No, we definitely have to get you guys on the show because I don't know. Do you want to do
especially when wild card weekend rolls around and it's Baltimore bouncing Pittsburgh in week 1 in the playoffs.
Man, we got so much to talk about. Not just that, because Ferris is a Knicks fan and I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, and we're gonna go at each other on that. And also, they're big into boxing too, boxing and UFC. So we're gonna discuss all that, and we gotta bring you on the show because you gotta explain to our audience and to us a little bit more about Showdown. Okay, I caught some of this stream. Their live stream when they're doing their rankings, and it was compelling, right? Because they were really into it, but I had no idea who those guys were or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they really know this stuff. So if you want to learn something new about it, man, like check them out for sure. Check them out. They're good. So, all right, let's end it here. Because I literally have to get off of here and start editing some podcasts. We are behind on podcasts. We're gonna start churning out some podcasts. If any of you guys are into video games, check out our other channel, Old Man Gamers. Yes, Old Man Gamers. Right. We also do podcasts, Lunch Break Hot Take and Old Man Gamers. But if you just look up Lunch Break Hot Take, it's all under one thing. So, all right. Thank you. B, you got any parting words?
I don't think so for tonight. I mean, Baltimore, they got the win they needed. They need to tighten things up for next week. Like I said, if you're into video games, obviously we're going to have some more content coming real soon. Cyberpunk is releasing. The Video Game Awards are on Thursday, so we'll have some content around that. NBA preseason.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah. The NBA preseason is starting up this week, so we'll be talking about that. But yeah, just if you enjoy it, come on, check out our channel. Check out our live stream. We appreciate everybody coming through.
All right, guys. That's it for now. We're gonna have some more videos tomorrow. We'll have a podcast or two tomorrow or the day after, but a lot of content coming. So check it out, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.